Today let's talk about area. So how many tiles are there in this thing? One way to go about it is to count them one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But that would take too long, right? So realize that there's 8 tiles and there's 8 rows of them. So the way we can figure this out is we can say, okay, this is 8 times 8 because there's 8 tiles and there's 8 rows, and that's 64 tiles, which brings us to the formula of a square out of a rectangle, and that is area is length times width. Length times width. So if we have something like this little square, it says 11. Okay, so area is length times width. It's 11 times, oh, it didn't tell us. Oh yeah, the check mark. That means that this is also 11. So 11 times 11, it's 121. But what are the units? 121, oh, that's meters. So that's square meters, or meters squared. And that's our final answer. Here's the answer, what they show it to us. And they show that 11 times 11, 121 squared meters. And that's what we gotta do. What about a rectangle? A rectangle like this. It's still length times width. Length times width. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, they told us 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 7 in every one of those 5 rows. So that's 35 tiles altogether. And they said it was units. So what we say is we're going to say squared units, because it didn't say it was meters or centimeters. Okay, so the area rectangle is also length times width. So pretty easy, just one formula. So now it says something different. It says estimate. Where is it? Estimate. And then find the area of this rectangle. Okay, that's 17 and 9. I can't multiply 17 times 9 in my head. So I'm going to round this. So I think I'm going to round this down to 15. And I'm going to round this up to 10. And so the area is equal to length times width. And that's 15 times 10. Well, multiplying it by 10 just means you put a 0 at the end, so it's 150. That's great. That's my estimate is 150 centimeters squared. But what is the actual length times width? I'm going to play in the calculator. 17 times 9. 17 times 9 is equal to 153. 17 times 9. 153 centimeters squared. We were pretty close. It was 150 and 153. That's a pretty good estimate. Last thing, what about a shape like this? Well, that's not a rectangle, but I can break it up. I can break it up into this rectangle and this rectangle. Okay, so this rectangle is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1 to 3. It's a 5 by 3. And on the answer, you can see that 5 by 3 is 15. This rectangle is a 2 by 2, which means it's 4 units. So we put them together. 15 plus 4 gives us 19 square units. And that's a final answer. But we could have done it. We could have divided it into different ways. We could have divided it like this. Could have said this is my rectangle and this is my rectangle. Okay, so what would that be like? I'm going to call this A1 and A2. 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 times 5 is equal to 10. And this is a 3 by 3. So 3 times 3 is equal to 9. When I add them together, it's 19 square units, which is the same thing. 19 square units, 19 square units. Just it depends which way we go about it. So that was our lesson on finding areas of rectangles. Let's do some practice questions.